Welcome to this tutorial on how to create an assignment in Google Classroom. Once you're in your classroom, you'll click on Classwork and then go to Create, and your options are Assignment, and we'll go into detail on that, Quiz Assignment, Question, Material, Reuse Post, and Topic. Assignments are exactly what they're saying, is you can create a pre-made Google Doc form for students to fill out. You can also leave it blank where they can just open up a brand new Google Doc and fill in their information that way also. You'll use this most of the time for assignments. Quiz assignments is going to be like if you have a quiz in Google Forms, you can add it to it as a quiz assignment here. Question is usually one assignment, very short. You're more of a checking for understanding. Material is for anything that you want to give the kids that you are not going to grade. So like a syllabus. It could even be just a website link to something that you want them to get to. Instead of bookmarking it, you can put that in here and keep it at the top so that way they can reuse it. Reuse post, this is so that way you can move assignments from one classroom to the next if you'd like. You can also create a grade level or department level Google Classroom where you can put all your best ideas in there, and then reuse the post, which would take it from that shared drive or Google Classroom and put it into your classroom so you can use it. And then the last one is for organization. Topics are so that way you can break this down into different groups. If you don't use topics, then what ends up happening is all your assignments, quizzes, questions, all that stuff will just get lost in a laundry list on this page once you've used it for a while. So you want to create topics. And some suggestions for that would be you can either divide it, if you're elementary, you can divide it by subject, so ELA, math, science, history. If you are middle or high school, you can divide it by homework, tests, projects, participation. But one thing that can work for all grade levels is if you create a topic called This Week, is just one option, is to, if you create it this week, then you keep that at the top, and now the assignments that you're working on for this week, you can just keep it in there, and I'll show you how that works. And you can create another topic. Let's call it ELA. And one more. Now, as you see how they've moved them around. And one of the updates that Google had a while back was you can drag these to wherever you want. And so we're going to put This Week up at the top. We're going to move ELA up there. You can move them however you want. Right, once we have our topics in, and if you don't have a topic and you want to make it later, there is a way in assignments that you can do that also. So we're going to create a short assignment. We're going to just put about what you did. You can add more instructions. It has to and whatever's. Now here, this is where you can either, if you have a pre-made form in your Google Drive, you can put a Google Doc, Google Slide, any of those in there. A link if you need to send them to a website on how to do it. Then you can send the link this way, and you can see what it would look like. Just put in this, and you see how it'll show up here. If you want to put in a YouTube video, here you can search for summer fun. let's just add that one. And now you have a video in there. If you want them just to create their own Google Doc, then you can just leave it blank like this. But some people choose to have a template made. Over here you'll see the class. You can add, these are all the other classes that I'm part of. You can send it, so you can put it in multiple classes. So this would be for like middle and high school, where you don't want to do the same assignment 3 or 4 times for the different classes. So you can just check the boxes where which class it needs to go into. And for all students, you can click all. I don't have any students in this class, but you'd see the list of students down here. This comes in handy, so like if you have like English learners and you want to just give those students an assignment, you can check just those students and they would be the only ones getting it, not everyone else. Here, since we already have these categories set up, so we're not gonna put it in. Let's see, it's a homework category, and we'll keep it 100 points. If you put a due date on here, we're going to just put it forward. If you put a due date on here, then what happens is it will show up in their home page of their classroom. So that way it'll remind them that this assignment's due tomorrow. If you don't put a due date, then nothing will show up there. It will also put it in their Google Classroom calendar, so that way they'll see when things are due. Topic, these are the topics we made before. And see, we can put it in this week, math, ELA, and this is where we can create another topic if we don't like what categories we put it in. So we're going to put it in this week. You can also add a rubric. So if you want them to have some instructions on how you're going to grade it, then you can add that rubric this way. Originality report, this is meant for essays, things like that. It will actually check to see if the students have plagiarized. So that's kind of a cool little feature. So let's say we're done with this. What you can do is up here. Let's say you want to give this assignment today to the students. You can click on assign and it will automatically go into the classroom. If you're working on this during your prep and you don't want them to see it right now, probably tomorrow, you can either save a draft or you can schedule it. Saving a draft, this is something like if you're going to work on building this project up for the students over like 3 or 4 days, you're not wanting to schedule it just yet. You want to save the draft so that way you can keep working on it. But if you schedule it, you can set it up for the day and time. So if you want it at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning and it's due tomorrow, we'll just hit schedule. And now you will see the assignment in here for this week, but you see it's grayed out because it's scheduled. So this assignment will become active and become blue tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So now you don't even have to worry about making sure you're in Google Classroom. This also would work well for if you're absent. I've created where I've scheduled the assignment to pop in the day I'm gone, so that way they can't work on it early, and once they get in there, they can start working on it without me needing to give it to them. All right. You also have Class Drive and Google Calendar, which you can set up, but that's how you create your assignments in Google Classroom. Thank you.